Right defense. After the game, Chase Young said something to me along the lines of maybe the nation saw the real #1 defense. Do you guys feel like this is the best defense in the country, yours?
I feel like we have the potential to be the best defense in the country. You know, right now we just taking it day by day. You know, after going back and watching the film, there's still a lot of things that we need to work on, which is a good thing and a bad thing, is because, you know, it just shows that there's still a lot of room for growth and improvement. So I feel like we showed glimpses of, you know, the potential that we really have, but I don't feel like we are at our peak yet. I feel like we still have a lot more that we can improve on and a lot more we can elevate.
Is this a scary defense, you think, for offenses to see?
I hope so. That's the goal. I know I can't really speak for the offense, but I know defensively we try to be as hungry as we possibly can be, and we try to display it through our play.
As a defensive line, how much fun was the sequence into the third quarter, the beginning of the fourth quarter? Chase strips the guy twice, you guys recover it both times, and you guys get touchdowns out of it. Just seemed like the whole place was going nuts, and it was because of what you guys were producing up front.
Well, first off, you know, I gotta give kudos to Chase just because the way Chase played in that game, you know, I'm proud of him. He played phenomenally, but those are things that he does in practice on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And it's really just testimony to not only what Coach Jay teaches, but also to the way that he's practicing. And, you know, I feel like, you know, big-time players show up in big-time games, and he definitely showed up.
And you guys are all part of it. Like, I think on one of the plays, you had the pressure up the front and forced Cone right into his lap. I mean, just, it's all an intertwined thing. You all are carrying out your assignment. One of you eventually is going to get credit for making this play, but it's a team-wide thing.
Always, man. I think one thing too, and I enjoy playing next to Chase because we're always tied in pretty well, you know, with one another, and I feel like just our defense as a whole, not just specifically the D-line of defense as a whole, I feel like we all play so well together to where the back end trusts us up front, we trust the back end, so it allows us to play faster, and it allows us to kind of pin our ears back at times and just, you know, play ball.
Who has the quicker first step, you and Cone?
I do, but when it comes to like the strength and the power behind it, I'll give it to Devon all the way. Our styles of play are just completely different. You know what I mean? Devon's very athletic, especially for his stature, as we all know he's huge. I like to call him Thanos because he's enormous. But one thing that I pride myself on is my first step and my quickness. So I try to make sure I'm consistent within that at all times.
I thought the Wanda's Thanos.
Oh, the Wanda's in its own category. I don't even know what to call him.
Well, when you're watching you guys, it seems like you, whether it's your quickness or his strength, you're always seeming to knock offensive linemen back and create piles of the line. Is that a strength that you guys pride yourself on? Yeah,
one thing that we try to do as a front four is create a new line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? So in the big scheme of things, if you can get knocked back up front, it makes it difficult for running backs to find seams, to create big plays, and it kind of throws off, you know, the flow of the offense. So the first thing that you have to do is create a new line of scrimmage before you go play ball at any point in time in our defense.
Is that something that's more of an emphasis this year, just getting the knock back?
I ain't gonna say it's more of an emphasis. It's always been a huge emphasis for Coach Jay because, you know, you got to stop the run. A lot of times, if you can hold an offense to under 100 yards rushing, your chance to win goes up tremendously. So getting knocked back and just creating a new line of scrimmage has always been a major emphasis. I feel like this year we're just executing, getting off the ball at a higher level.
So where it helps that some of all those sophomores are not freshmen anymore.
Yeah, you know, at this point in time, we have no more freshmen, no more young guys in the room. You know, on the sheets it might say you're a freshman, but at this point in time, you played enough ball to where you're not a young guy no more. You know, you got some games under your belt, you got some experience under your belt. You consider to be an older guy.
You guys were, as a team, the most penalized team in the country last year. This year, you're one of the most penalized teams. Why do you think that turnaround is happening for you?
I feel like it's came more from us as the players. You know, we've always had good coaches. You know, our coaching staff would never bring in coaches that would not represent the program. I feel like as players, we took more responsibility of holding each other accountable. And then also, I think it attests to Coach Day preseason, we played a lot more football. You know what I mean? So it was, we got to experience the tempo of the game as close as you can get it on a consistent basis, to where any looks that you'll get in the game or any type of schemes that you might see, you've repped it so many times in live situation, even though it's in practice and it's not an issue or on the road, but we've repped it so many times that a lot of it has become more second nature. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then as far as like the little penalties here and there, I feel like as the older guys, we've kind of held each other accountable and held the young guys accountable. And I feel like a lot of the young guys as well kind of grabbed onto the older guys and watched and observed and soaked up how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to be done. So that's kudos to, you know, all of the older guys on the team, and then, you know, just Coach Day's strategy of letting us play more ball this offseason. So going into the season, the little mistakes that we might have or that we've had in the past can get nipped in the butt early.
How do you hold each other accountable for something like that?
It's more just critiquing each other's game as we go along. And then stupid penalties, you know, every now and then you might have to that you up, hey, we don't do that. Don't do that here. That's not how this works. That's not how it's supposed to look. You know, this is how we do it. This is how it's going to go. This is how it's supposed to look. Tighten up.
Hey, Diddy, one thing that's really impressed me about Day and his staff is their ability to look ahead. Even, I think it goes beyond even what I've seen in past seasons. Like he was talking about Nebraska in February and Western in February. Do you think you will spend any time during this bye week getting ready for future opponents in particular, as opposed to just doing the general stuff that you usually do during the bye week?
I don't really know what, you know, the temp is going to be for this bye week, but I know for sure one thing with Coach Day is we're going to go back to the basics. We're going to go back to the fundamentals. At the end of the day, we try to take it day by day, rep by rep, and we're trying to enhance what we do well and work on what we need to, what we're kind of struggling at. So I feel like, from my wisdom of being here so long, I feel like Coach Day is going to so much more hit on, you know, back to the basics, a lot of repetition, technique, fundamentals, and taking it day by day, not so much as looking ahead.
Am I wrong though in saying that he does a better job of prepping you guys outside of just a game week for a particular game than maybe other coaching staffs do?
I
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I get what you're saying. I think, honestly, we don't even, Coach Day doesn't so much look ahead. What it is week to week, you know what we're getting into. We'll sit down, we'll talk, hey, this is who's coming in, or this is where we're going, this is who we're playing, this is the culture, the tradition that they have, this is what we got to come with, this is what we're going to face. Get ready for it.
We're off this week. We've got two opponents that struggle badly this year. How important is it for you guys to not kind of lose focus during this period and get all this praise, get hygiene plans, all that stuff? How important is it for you guys to not take it off that and maintain focus?
It's very important, but honestly, I don't feel like we will. You know, so far this year, we've done a good job at focusing on day by day. Not even so much as week to week, game to game, day by day. And I feel like this bye week is going to be critical as far as, you know, getting some guys' bodies together, getting more reps, you know, maybe developing some of the younger guys, getting them more reps, and then at the same time, too, for the older guys, just going back and honing in and working on our craft. So it's always going to be this and that and outside noise, but at the end of the day, you know, we're going to focus on us. We're going to focus on trying to be the best us that we can be, and just take it one day at a time.
And the next opponent is Maryland. We all know what happened last year. It's a painful memory. Remember what that feeling was like on the field that day as they were up and down the field, and how different it is now?
I vividly remember the game because I was exhausted. But you know, they're going to be a good opponent. You know, they have great skilled players. Believe it or not, they're very well coached, and they're going to come here ready to play. You know what I mean? And we have to come ready to play as well. So it's going to be one of those things where we're going to use this week to get our bodies together, but at the same time, too, this is not a time to relax. You know what I mean? We still got a game to prep for once the bye week is over with. So we're going to hit this week hard. You know, probably relax, shut it down, whatever Coach Dave decides that he want to do with us, and then come back and get ready for another week.
Evie, I wanted to ask about another guy in your room. Devon Hamilton's had a pretty big year in nose tackles. It's kind of the first time he's been in that starting role in nose tackle. What have you thought of the season he's had? It's been alongside him for a few years now.
Devon's been playing phenomenal, man. I love just getting to watch him and sit back. Believe it or not, like freshman year, we were actually roommates. So me and Devon have been around each other for a while. We built that relationship, and I'm proud of what he's doing. But it doesn't surprise me the way that he's playing, because he's always been a force up front, and I feel like he's getting the opportunity to display his ability, and he's doing that full-fledged.
Is it hard for somebody to wait basically 3 or 4 years before they really start to be at the top of the rotation?
It can be difficult, but like I said, one thing about Devon is the type of guy that he puts his head down and go to work. You know what I mean? He never complained. He never was down on himself. He put his head down. He went to work. He worked hard, and he put his all into this program and into this team. So I'm extremely proud of him.
BB, how's the Heisman talk settling with Chase? Is there any talk amongst you guys? Any teasing, anything like that?
No, not really. Chase is humble. I love Chase. You know, he's a goofball, but I love him to death. But as far as, you know, the Heisman talk, honestly, there hasn't been any talk like that in the locker room. Chase is one of those guys, you know, he's bought into the program, and he's one of those guys where it's like, you know what, we got a season to play, we got games to worry about, and we got a nice little stretch coming up here soon. So it's just been one of those things, he's just taking it day by day, just like everybody else.
What do you mean he's a goofball?
He's a good kid. He's silly. He's always playing around. He'll argue about anything. Especially him and Justin. If Justin says the turf is green, he gonna say it's green. You know what I mean? That's just them, and that's Chase. So I love him. He's like a little brother.
What's it
been?
been?
But some days, I love him.
What's it been like for you as an older guy seeing this junior class kind of all?
Okay, I'm getting confused.
Go ahead and do his.
What's it been like for you seeing this junior class of Chase and Jeff and kind of come of age the whole time that you've been here and you become such a big part of the team?
It's phenomenal, because I remember the day when they walked through the doors, and you knew they had the potential, but the way that they're blossoming this season, like I said, sometimes I turn into a fan and just sit back and just like, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Just watching how they developed from where they started to where they are now. And then I can remember when they freshmen, you know, you got to pay your dues, so you got to be on scout team. You know what I mean? And I remember things they're doing now, they did on scout team, and the way that they developed, not only physically but mentally and emotionally, the way that they've matured as men and as players on the field, that's phenomenal.
How about Devon? How far has Devon come in the time he's been here?
He's come extremely far. You know, I'm extremely proud of him. I'm proud of the way that he's playing. But it doesn't surprise me. You know what I mean? He's always worked hard. He's always put his best foot forward. It's always been about the team. Always been about team first, and his development and this level of play and the work that he's put in is showing us out of it.
BB, the penetration all you guys got up front, in the middle of the front. I mean, everybody's looking at Chase, you know, for obvious reasons and stuff. But where does that game rank, you think, from the interior defensive line standpoint of taking control? How about this past week?
Honestly, I couldn't really tell you. I feel like we just went out and executed how we practiced since, you know, fall camp, since spring ball. So I feel like it's one of those things where all the way across the board, the front four performed the way that we needed to. Now we could have performed a lot better, you know what I mean? But that's a good thing, because it shows that we have room of improvement and we still have some growing to do. So, you know, this week is get back to the drawing board and try to see if we can be better next week than we were this past week.
And y'all
Thank you. Nathan.
Sorry, Jeff said that he's trying to be more of a leader, more of a vocal leader. What ways does his leadership kind of go beyond just the cornerback?
Jeff, he is going to be more of getting up in front of the team as a whole. You know what I mean? Especially the defense. And you know, sometimes it's not the easiest to do this because to get up in front of, even though like we all brothers, but to get up in front of everybody, you have to make sure that your vocal matches your action. And he is one of those guys that he has done that. You know what I mean? He comes to work every day, he grinds, he puts his all into practice just like he would in the game. And as you can see, it shows up on Saturdays because how he performs on a Saturday is the same way that he performs Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in practice. And now that he's adding a vocal aspect to it, I feel like he's gained a lot of respect from not only the players but the coaching staff, and I'm proud of him.
Just a fact check, it's Justin Fields that Chase argues with, not Justin Hilliard?
Yes.
Okay.
Justin,
I just
Fields, that's what I wanted to ask.